For the vlog.
Fun.
For the vlog. Because I'm a booktuber now. Are you enjoying your time? Wow, that's you, Dad. If you hear a sound, that's because that's a shower. Someone's in the shower. Hi, I'm doing a vlog from California. I am down here for my dad's 70th birthday, which is wild. And yeah, I am home. What does that mean anymore when you're an adult? But in the Central Coast of California, if you know where that is. And it's beautiful and it's warm. And it's times like this when I come home that I'm like, why did I ever move to Seattle where it's cold and rainy all the time? I'm exhausted. I've been like go for the last 24 hours. So as far as reading goes, I read on the plane last night, but I've been reading How Much of These Hills is Gold. And it's so good. It's a historical fiction about two Chinese American kids in the 1800s who live basically in a mining camp during gold rush time in California. And it is written so beautifully. I think it was longlisted for a Booker in 2020. But it's a story about these two siblings who basically have to cling to each other to survive when their father dies. And they're essentially orphaned from that. So, yeah, it's really good. I'm like halfway through. I don't know how much reading I'm going to get done on this trip. I'm hoping that I'll be able to finish this. But so far, this is just written so lyrically. And it is a little, like, gory, though, FYI. Just like it's got some gross stuff because it's very raw and like living, you know, out in the wilderness in the, you know, mid 1800s. So it's pretty wild. But yeah, I also brought River of Shadows by Rebecca Solnit to read. Because it was sort of a California-esque book. I don't know if it's really California, more the West. I was kind of wanted to read West-themed books on this trip, but with how busy it is and how tired I am, I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually read that much, so we'll see. Tomorrow we're supposed to be going sea kayaking out in the Channel Islands. That's what we're doing to celebrate my dad's birthday. And I'm really excited, but there's a small chance it might get canceled because of wind conditions. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Either way, I'm in Santa Barbara County right now, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm freaking out at how warm and lovely it is. I feel like I'm in some Mediterranean place. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed. I don't really have much to say, but hopefully this vlog will just at least be pretty enough because of all the scenery. It might not be a lot of book content, but there's gonna be a lot of cool scenery. Okay, bye. got this little free library for my mom a couple years back. It's very cute. It's the same color as their house. And she's got some good books in here. She's doing very good. We've got A Little Life. I'm gonna ask her if she read that. Some good stuff. Remember reading that in high school. Pretty good. It's a thriller. Okay. Very fun. Super cute. Everyone. I am reporting to you from my childhood bedroom. If you can see the purple, blue walls, there's some stuffed animals in here still, so it's great. Yeah, it's also turned into sort of the catch-all junk room at my parents' house, which is fine, but you know. Anyway, so I'm about to leave California today. It's been a whirlwind trip. I thought I'd have way more reading time. I've not had any reading time. It's been a very busy trip, but done some really cool stuff. Went to the Channel Islands, went sea kayaking, saw like a bajillion dolphins, as you saw before. And it's just been beautiful. They got some rain about a month ago, so everything is green and gorgeous. And it's been 70 degrees. And it's times like these when I'm like, why don't I live here? And I remember there's no jobs. And I can't afford to live here. And that it's also dry and can catch on fire pretty much all other times of year. So, anyway. Lots of feelings about California. And speaking of California, I am still reading How Much of These Hills is Gold, and it is so good, such a good historical fiction, and I love its setting in California. It's such a good historical fiction about the gold rush, a very like real, gritty look at it, and it shows a lot of just different voices and representation of, I know what I learned when I was a child about the gold rush in the States. So super excited to finish this. I'll probably finish it on the plane today, and then I'm also hoping to pick up in the spirit of the gold rush and of California is River of Shadows by Rebecca Solnit. I brought this thinking that I would get to it. I have not gotten to it. But this is sort of her look at the technological Wild West, and the gold rush was really one of like the first gold rush and railroads is kind of what she builds this off of, and then she kind of looks into Hollywood and Silicon Valley and how they shaped California. And so I'm really excited to read this. I've had it for a while. I bought it back in September with the intention of reading it while I was in California, and look, a second time this has not happened. But I'm hoping to pick this up next, but we'll see how I feel when I get home and if my reading inspiration feels the same. So that's sort of an update. Not a ton of reading updates, I guess. But yeah, this has just been a glorious whirlwind trip full of sun and salt water and dolphins. So I can't complain. I can't complain that I haven't got a lot of reading done. How do we feel about this? How do we feel about that bunny rabbit back there? How about that though? My Raggedy Ann doll. How we doing? How we feeling? Yeah, guys. This hurts. I also put Island of the Blue Dolphins by Scott Odell on hold at the library that I'm planning to pick up and also wanting to read as soon as I get home, because Island of the Blue Dolphins was a book that I'm pretty sure every California 4th grader had to read, and it was about this Chumash woman who gets left behind on one of the Channel Islands because the rest of her community has decided to leave. I believe it was because the missionaries in California, the Jesuit missionaries, were encouraging people to come to the mainland. And encouraging, it might have been that they forced them to come to the mainland. Again, things I learned when I was a kid in public school curriculum were not always reality. And it was one of my favorite books growing up because it was just basically followed this woman trying to survive on this island and how she just lived off the land. And I thought it was so magical because I had seen the Channel Islands from shore growing up, and it was the first time I read a book where I knew where it was set. Like, I had seen where it was set, and it was very magical to me. So after going to the Channel Islands yesterday, or was that 2 days ago? 2 days ago, I decided that I really want to read it again. It's a YA, so I'm probably gonna breeze right through it, but and I just want to read more too about the Chumash. That is the tribe whose lands that I grew up on. And there's some really good books I know out there about ethnobotany, so sort of how they interacted with plants. So I'm hoping to kind of look into those. One of my friends who's super knowledgeable in sort of the bio region, she went on the trip with us, did the Channel Islands, and was just like walking, talking encyclopedia of information. And our kayaking guide was a marine biologist, and so she had just so much good information, and I loved learning about the land. It's just something I'm really fascinated in. That's my mom's cell phone. Anyway, yeah, I'm really fascinated about learning about the land, really any land where I've lived and where I currently live. So, yeah, that's kind of also another thing that I'm hoping to read. I don't know if I'm going to end the vlog here, if I'll do more when I get to Seattle. We'll see if this is vlog worthy, since I think I've only talked to the camera for less than 5 minutes, but I have a lot of footage of pretty California things, so, and very little about books. So we'll see. Anyway, if I end the vlog here, bye. Hope you guys all are trying to find some sort of sun in the winter. I'm really glad that I got to experience a little bit of it. It's very healing. Talk to you soon. Hello, beauties. I'm back at work. Got back from California late last night, in my office now, and I learned today that my work has multiple copies of Island of the Blue Dolphins, so I just went upstairs and checked it out to myself, and I am so excited to read it. I'm really curious to read it again as an adult, because it was written by a white man, so I'm really interested just to see how it stands the test of time. But, oh, books from childhood, y'all. So beautiful. I am almost done, like 30 pages left of How Much of These Hills is Gold. The flight got a little turbulent last night, so I couldn't really keep reading without getting a little nauseous. But I can say so far, I don't think the last 30 pages is going to change this, though, is that this book is so good. One of the better historical fictions I have read in a long, long time. Beautiful story about family, siblings trying to make it through and survive together. Also, the scenery that is described in California is just gorgeous. This writer is incredible, and this was their debut. And I don't know if they've come out with anything since, so I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out for that. And then I am also reading Hidden Valley Road on audio. I am maybe on about 4 hours left, and that has also been an incredible listen. Learning a lot about schizophrenia and really the devastation of that disease, and the way that the book is written and how it explores this family. If I haven't mentioned in the past, the book follows a family of 12 children where 6 out of the 12 were diagnosed with schizophrenia. And so it sort of follows the family and half of it, and the other half kind of follows the development of the research behind schizophrenia alongside it. And it's just really well written, also really well read. I really like the audiobook version of it. It feels like kind of listening to a really long podcast. Yeah, so far I've really been enjoying that. And then in other book news, I finished Sorrow and Bliss last week, and I don't think I talked about it on my Instagram a little bit, but 5 out of 5. That book was so beautiful. It follows a young woman who is dealing, also mental illness seems to be a theme with these Hidden Valley Road and Sorrow and Bliss. But she's struggling with mental illness, she goes through these kind of deep depressions. It's really just about her life and her navigating it and trying to like find love and friendship and relationship with her family along the way. And I thought it was going to be cheesy, but which I've heard some other people be like, unsure like what kind of book this is going to be. Is it going to be like a rom-com? What are we dealing with? But it's really well done and funny too. Like just a really good, heartwarming, sweet book. And I definitely recommend Sorrow and Bliss. Yeah, so just been hitting it with the books lately. Just like lately it's just been banger after banger of book. So feeling good about that. Yeah, definitely gonna try and read Island of the Blue Dolphins. I think it'll be a quick read. We'll see, who knows. It is a good, it's, yeah, under 200 pages and like huge margins, so hopefully get through that quick. But yeah, I had such a lovely trip to California. I am a little sad to be back in Seattle where it is rainy and we're not gonna probably see 60 degrees for another couple months, but I'm also grateful that it's sunny today. It made the transition back to Seattle a little easier. Okay, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this vlog full of lots of nature, lots of dolphins. Seeing those dolphins was like the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. I'm gonna be reeling from it for a long time. So I'm happy I got to share that beauty with all of you. Okay. Have a wonderful day, y'all. Bye.